All right, everyone. Christian here again from Vinyl Solutions. I'm going to show you how to do the roof. Um, it's already prepped again. I've gone through here. I've blown out all the dust with a compressor. Um, Make sure everything's nice and clean. Obviously, there's lots of blemishes on this car. It's an old car. Can only expect so much. Taking care of some rust here. What you're going to want to do is prep the whole roof again, the whole area with isopropyl alcohol, 70 or 90%. Take a nice clean microfiber cloth also. Put a little isopropyl on here. Get in this edge here. Make it nice and clean inside because we're going to be tucking in there. I'm going to show you how we're going to tuck in there, uh, just to make things a little more durable. If you don't tuck in here and you just cut right on the edge, you risk lifting. Wind is pretty strong, and rain and all the rest of the stuff that goes with it, with the weather. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some masking tape, painter's tape, whatever you want. This is a nice little trick. The vinyl will actually slide right off of this. Also, it's good if you're cutting on parts of the vehicle as opposed to cutting in between crevices or seams. I'll show you exactly what this does when we get there. So same thing for this roof, True R, Vivid True R carbon fiber, the black color. Nicest carbon fiber on the market. I've been using this carbon fiber for at least 3 years now, I think, on 4. All right, I do the same thing with the back window, even though it doesn't have a trim piece. It's gonna allow me to tuck in here really nicely. If I don't put tape here, the vinyl will have a hard time sliding off this edge, and you'll have a very difficult time tucking vinyl into that area. So I'm going to overlap that edge a little bit so I can roll it over. So don't forget the glass has a thickness, so you're going to want to cover most of it. Roll that over. There we go. Same thing to the other side. Another super easy roof to do. No shark fin antenna to remove. Just basic stuff like this trim piece. I just tape it to the side. I don't remove the entire piece. Just be careful when you do it. The clips are fairly straightforward if you've ever done any of this before. If not, most cars have different techniques. Some don't even have these clips down here. They just have a clip here and a clip there, and somehow sits in there. Some are two-sided taped. It really just depends on what vehicle you're working with. I think all Hondas and Acuras have these clips. It kind of just pulls back and then slides up this way. There's a little clip here holding it, which you can just pry up with a hard edge. I use a hard edge squeegee. Don't use screwdrivers. Don't use metal. I always use plastic. The hard edge squeegee that I'm talking about would be something like that. A lot more brittle. You can barely bend this one. This one flexes really easily. This one not so much. So. I never use this on smoothing out vinyl. This is only for edges. The reason being is this can be very abrasive and damage the print or the color, the vinyl itself. So you want to be careful. You always want to use something with a nice felt buffer. In certain cases where I do gloss black, I use soap and water on the exterior and a little soap and water on here, and it helps reduce the surface swirl marks and scratches and certain things like that. All right. So what we're going to do again is we're going to roll out the vinyl. Magnets ready. Roll it right out. This is always easier with someone else. I've been doing this for a very long time by myself. I try not to roll out on the roof. I don't want to damage the vinyl. Make sure we're far enough forward. Just kind of hold that there like that. See. So our grain is running the same way as the hood. Important to me, maybe important to your customer as well, or to yourself. You always want to make sure it looks good. Symmetry is key. Even if you do seams on the car, inlays, it's all about symmetry. So with the roof, it's got a bit more curves, a little bit larger of an area. That means there's more of a challenge to do this by yourself. Make sure we're covered completely. Similar idea with the roof. A little more difficult because it's higher up, harder to reach. So the reason why it's more difficult is because it's rolling over the edges. So it makes it more difficult to roll the vinyl, roll the backing off smooth. Cut this off. sure all the debris is off the car. Um, Vinyl has a static trait to it. Will pull things in from out of nowhere. So just be careful. So ideally, you'd want to do this with someone else lifting the other side. We're just doing this with me, so I gotta undo the other side. Okay. Worry about all this. Wrinkles come out. Just like that. No sunroof to work around. Very straightforward. I'm gonna get this as smooth as possible. All the same techniques on the hood will apply to this. Let's try and roll this back. Looks like I'm pulling on the vinyl pretty hard. I'm giving a good pull, but it's not really throwing the pattern at all. If you add heat and you pull this hard, it'll throw the pattern. So. Start in the middle. always overlap each stroke, um, just to ensure that I get all the air out. I don't want to leave air in here at all. You can see kind of like where I've laid down and then where the air is. I think the camera will show that. Start working an angle here. Just keeping even tension to keep those wrinkles out. So what I do is I roll down as opposed to sliding across. You can actually miss laying down some of the vinyl, so I always push down. It creates a much nicer edge. Everything is nice here. Move on to the other side. always recommend, if you can do this with somebody, have them help you. At least just to hold it or lay it initially so that you don't get any, or don't start off with any wrinkles at all. What I had to deal with there, it's not fun. This vinyl has a good adhesive, it grabs really hard. Just working in little triangles. As you get to the edge, it'll be very easy. I'm not really stretching the vinyl when I do this. I'm just lifting it to allow the air out easier. Time to cut, my friends. We are just going to make sure that's nice and tight against there. What I'm doing is I'm relieving tension off the seal, so I can just push it on to the edge very nicely. What I'll do is I'll push it back down on the seal a little bit, so when we cut just enough. And if you're wondering how much to leave, I'll show you that in 2 seconds. Notice how I don't just slide. You can slide the squeegee, but I don't because there's a chance you could wrinkle. If you push in constantly, you're always pushing wrinkles out. So if there is a wrinkle, you'll never get that wrinkle. All right. So if you're curious on how much to leave, as far as cutting goes, I leave about a squeegee's worth. Probably about an 1/8 of an inch. I'm using the squeegee here to protect it. You can run the blade right on the squeegee. Totally up to you. It'll help guide you better, especially when you're learning. Just go down a little bit here. More tricky on the opposite side since I'm right-handed. Let's see what I've cut already. Yeah, I have the squeegee here in case I slip off this way. Leaving a little extra is better than leaving too little. There's no going back once you've done too little, once you cut off too little. This, because I have these little prong things here, cut right up to them, right over top. Now that's going to get tucked. Leaving a little bit more here, I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch. Again, don't run your blade too far, you'll scratch the paint. Nice sharp blade. Inside of this glass. Cutting on the glass side. I take the vinyl off, I always pull out, just in case I didn't cut somewhere. You don't want to pull this way because then you'll pull the vinyl back. Excellent. Okay. 2 squeegees, hard edge. Push this through. Push that through. Push that through. Thumb, finger, whatever you want. Nice and clean all the way down. There we go. Get to that seal afterwards. See how it just slid right off of that so nicely. Makes life way easier. For the extra few seconds it takes to throw that tape down, just do it. It's $1 a roll for this stuff. It lasts forever. Not at my rate, but it lasts a while. Perfect. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna have to lift the seal up a bit. So I have a different type of squeegee, if I can find where I put it. Here it is. This is a really hard angle, thin squeegee. Really hard edge, sorry, thin squeegee. With some good angles on it. Good for getting into crazy areas. Starting stuff like this. Like I said, you don't want to use metal, you want to use something sort of soft. No screwdrivers. As I pull this seal up, the vinyl slides off the tape so easily. If it was just the rubber there, the vinyl would have a very hard time sliding off. Not like this. Like this makes life easy. I'm pushing in, not sliding down. Always pushing in. Switch it to the other side. Push too hard on this. I'm not going to post heat anything on this. I don't really have any exposed edges at all. Everything's tucked. So yeah, so post heating is not really required when it comes to this. This just slides. And some shops have guys, they pay guys to remove these pieces. Kind of like doing it myself. You learn a lot. Learn a lot about the car. Ooh, it's already looking better. This is amazing. Excellent. Looks great. Now I just have the trunk to do.